It's what you're doing, making me feel like I'm falling.
Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are doing a squishy makeover with a bit of a twist. A dollar store squishy makeover. If you're new here or you've been living under a rock, yes, my series is 100% inspired by Moriah Elizabeth. She's very nice. All right, let's get started. To start off this video, I of course headed over to the Dollar Tree to pick up my favorite squishies. Now, I did not get all of these squishies at one time. I did get them from the dollar store, but I acquired them over a period of about 6 months. If you are a Dollar Tree connoisseur, an aficionado of sorts, like I am, then you will know that Dollar Tree squishies are actually almost impossible to come by. They sell out very quickly, and they're quite the hot commodity. Such a hot commodity, in fact, that whenever I see them, I immediately just buy everything there. Now that I think about it, maybe that's why they keep selling out?
No.
My first squishy and second squishy are actually going to be these two foxes. I have this idea for a dynamic duo. Two dashing young lads. Spooked your nose. Now, don't ask me why I remember this, but I'm pretty positive that Moriah Elizabeth— okay, wait, pause. Wow, he's got a big hole in his head. That's gonna need some stitches. Moriah Elizabeth did a squishy makeover on this type of squishy, and I remember this because when I looked at this squishy at the dollar store, I said, hey, why do these eyes look like olives? Distinctly an olive. And then I was like, oh wait, I'm pretty sure Moriah said the same thing. I would have bet $1 million that Moriah Elizabeth made a video and commented that a squishy's eyes looked like olives. I cannot find that video. I have been driving myself absolutely insane trying to find this video, and I'm starting to believe that I may have just made this up in my head. Maybe the video doesn't exist at all. Maybe Moriah Elizabeth painted a fox, and the fox had eyes that looked like olives, and maybe I just thought it in my head. I don't know. If you have heard of this, please leave the link below. The olive eyes. Where are they? Where are the turtles? Where are the turtles? That was a quote from The Office. I don't think anyone's gonna get that.
No.
Okay, we're gonna move on from the olive eyes and start painting with blue. My idea for these two foxes was to turn them into superheroes, kind of. So I gave them boots, and I decided to turn the triangle of fur on their chest into a handkerchief or cape, I guess. I made the inside of the ears blue because I thought that looked nice. After I was done painting the inside of the ears blue, I flipped this fox over and painted its tail blue as well. I painted the tip of the tail light blue, and I also made the boots have some fur on top. I always quite enjoy when boots have a little bit of fur on top. Makes it more fun and fluffy. And now for the face. I painted it this light orange color at first, and I felt like it was fading away. I went over it in blue, and that pops out way more. The eyebrows are, of course, blue, and then the scarf has a lightning bolt on it. Because this fox's special power is lightning. He controls the electricity in the ground? I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know how lightning works. I know it has something to do with the ground. Hold on. Does lightning strike from the sky down or the ground up? The answer is both. Cloud to ground lightning comes from the sky down, but the part that you see comes from the ground up. Let me translate. To have lightning, we need two parts, ground and sky. We need one fox controlling the lightning in the clouds, and we need one fox controlling the lightning on the ground. Dash over here is controlling the lightning on the ground. I have to say, I'm a big fan of this transformation. I think Mr. Olive Eyes on the left looks like a total disaster. I decided to name this fox Dash because it sounds like flash, like a flash of lightning. I don't know. Let's paint Dash's partner in crime, Flash. I just thought of that right now, but it goes well. Dash and Flash. It is a little matchy-matchy, I'll give you that, but the heart wants what it wants. Flash over here is blue, and he is going to control the lightning from the sky. I tried my best to paint a very straight line of light blue for Flash's beard, and then I dipped into some orange. Dash is orange and blue, so Flash will be blue and orange. The orange was quite transparent, and it took a lot of coats before it actually looked opaque. I won't bore you with the amount of coats, but yes. There were a lot of coats applied. On the back, I made the tail orange, and then the tip of the tail a light orange color. I used that same light orange color for the top of the boots, the fur. Looking real fancy. Flash's handkerchief has a cloud because he controls the lightning from the clouds, or the sky. I have to say, these foxes have some nice eyebrows. I mean, look at those arches. Nice. I dipped into some white paint and then painted the eyeballs, the whites of the eyes. I have to say, I was a little concerned about the size of these eyeballs, but I could not make them any smaller because they had such a big texture to them. Ultimately, I think the size of the eyes actually turned out very cute. In an effort to match with Dash, I made Flash's eyes orange and then added some glimmers to his eyes. After that, I also added some highlights to the clouds, the boots, and my signature on the bottom left. The signature is much smaller on Flash, and I think he turned out pretty cute. He even still has a pretty good squish to him. Here's the before and the after for both of these foxes. I think they turned out pretty cute. They look like a good dynamic duo. Dash controls the ground, Flash controls the sky, and together, lightning. I have to say, I've been really enjoying making pairs of squishies that kind of go together. I think it's really fun to make them as a duo. Two young lads out on the town, making sparks fly. Let's choose another squishy. Which one will I give a makeover to? The narwhal, perhaps? No. The llama? I don't know about the llama. Maybe the mermaid? Yes, we're gonna give a makeover to this weird mermaid. I am personally a pretty big fan of mermaids. I've created a mermaid in the past named Marina, and she's pretty cool. This mermaid is a little strange because she's got some very large pigtails that kind of look like giant monkey ears. Her face is a little mispainted as well, and she's got some significant tears on her arm, and it looks like someone ripped her heart out. The first cut is the deepest. Just hold on, we're going home. But first, we need to cut off the excess seams around this squishy. I'm slowly caressing her face to find out if it is too rough. I've been finding when a squishy has a rough texture, it's very helpful to put a layer of puffy paint on it. Putting a layer of puffy paint down first is helpful for two reasons. Reason number one, the sponge effect. If your squishy is very porous, like a sponge, it will soak up a lot of paint and you'll need so many layers. Reason number two, the smoothing effect. If you put one layer of puffy paint down first, everything else will look a lot smoother. I've been happier with the results of my squishies when I do that. I gave this mermaid a skin tone first. It was actually quite hard to paint all of the little places that she had some skin showing. Her arms in particular were quite rough and had some significant chunks taken out of them, and I did have to do a lot of layers before it became somewhat smooth. For the first color, we're dipping into the same orange color yet again. I find it quite strange that I used so much orange in this episode. I looked at my other squishies and I realized that most of them did not incorporate any orange whatsoever. Orange isn't really my favorite color. It kind of looks like cheddar cheese, so that's a plus. I honestly decided to use orange for this mermaid because of her pigtails. Those pigtails, man, they just look like fish fins, and when I looked at it, I was like, well, this kind of looks like a goldfish. Goldfish have fins, they're orange. Let's make her slightly resemble a goldfish. I used the darker orange color to fill in the indentations that she has and create some detailing. I also used the hot pink color on the fin and some orange around this bikini top. I guess it kind of looks like a bow. I added a tiny little heart to the center of this bikini top bow, and I also gave her a headband. After all the details were done, she was ready for some eyes. So I took out my white matte paint and gave Goldie some eyeballs. I decided to name her Goldie because she's themed after a goldfish. It's quite fitting. I also gave Goldie a smile with a little bit of a tongue showing and a belly button. I added some pupils first and then took out my hot pink color and made her eyes hot pink. I also gave Goldie 2 eyelashes on each eye. And I added some very dramatic blush. I felt like her nose was kind of disappearing, so I added some blush to the nose as well. I'm on the fence about the blush on the nose. I don't know. I also added glimmers to her eyes. I made one of the glimmers a star, which I really like. I added some highlights to her tongue, her nose, added my signature, messed it up a little bit so I had to fix it, and this is what Goldie turned out looking like. She's pretty cute, honestly. Here is the before and the after for Goldie. Personally, I really like the one on the right so much more than the one on the left. I think Goldie has a lot more personality. Here are Goldie and Marina side by side. They're very different, but I like showing both of the mermaids at once. And of course, here we have all 3 of the squishies that I did for this week's video. It's kind of funny, they all have a similar color scheme going on. Lots of orange was used in this video, and I don't normally use orange. They kind of stand out dramatically. That is it for this makeover. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next week for another video. Bye!